Hello and welcome back to our Glass Cannon series, and we're about to fight an absolutely overwhelming opponent. This is actually the army that I was attempting to avoid the entire time in the previous episode, where we were obviously trying to capture Horngard Castle and anything else that we could. And generally this army very badly wanted to try and attack us. And so this is the problem. We are now in a battle with them and I couldn't really do anything about it. So this is not really my choice, but hopefully we are going to be able to achieve something here, and we'll see. Anyway, I have basically made it so that my archers are down in this area because I very much wanted to utilize that strategy that I was talking about earlier, in the previous episode that is, where if you have your archers on the low ground and then all of a sudden an enemy pops their head up, that enemy is going to get murdered, absolutely murdered, bursted down in whatever fashion that they can be, basically, and hopefully that's going to result in some wonderful kills for us. Now, unfortunately, it appears as though many of my archers over on the left flank here are having some... Oh, no, actually they're doing a little bit better than I anticipated. Okay, that's actually good. Okay, no, never mind. Okay, that's actually much better than I thought. I thought to myself, well, we're having some big problems, but no, it seems as though we're actually not doing too badly. Alright, so it looks as though we have defeated the first wave of opponents, and I'm going to need to reevaluate what is actually happening here, because that's actually something that I would like to see on the UI, but obviously this is a bit, well, shall we say, it's a bit unrealistic to really give me that information, right? And I'm talking about telling me how many arrows my units have remaining. And personally, I feel like the visual of seeing arrows in your unit's quivers, I think that's actually super fun. And I think that's actually a really, really nice detail. But unfortunately, I can't see that on the UI itself, which of course is understandable, but it is a game at the end of the day. I don't know, maybe it's worth it, maybe it's not. Maybe there's a mod for it, I don't know. Probably unlikely, to be honest. That would probably be quite intensive because, you know, being able to track every single unit's arrow count, yeah, probably not going to work. Anyway, this might, it might be good for me to move forward, or it might be good for me to just literally stand here. Let's wait a little bit and see what happens. I have enabled super fast mode. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, the enemy vassal decided to venture a little bit too close. And let's just actually take a look here. So you can see here we've literally lost a very minimal amount of units. The enemy has lost about 200, which is, well, I'm going to say it, pretty good. That's actually not bad. I'm jinxing myself pretty hard by saying that right now. But I'm pretty happy with the results that we have so far seen. Where are the enemy? Okay, they are over there. There's the... Oh, that's 73. Oh, dear. Yeah, we might have some issues. Okay, here we go. Here come the second wave. Okay, the second wave is coming in. This is going to be very dangerous, especially considering they have 73 cavalry units. And I'm talking about actually 73. This is going to be very, very difficult for us if the... Oh dear. If the archer AI that I have does not prevent itself from, well, a number of things, then we are going to sustain massive casualties. Alright, it seems to be working kind of. Bear in mind that I do have the ability to retreat if I need to, you see. I can retreat, but I cannot actually escape this battle. That is the main thing to think about here. Seems like... Are they retreating? The music seems to be indicating that they're going to be retreating soon. Because I don't know whether you know this. Maybe this is just a small, shall we say, hint that I have come to realize is actually indicative of that. Is the music actually changes when the enemy is about to retreat, and it seems like the music has gotten to a certain point where that actually could be the case. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, because if you take a look at the kill-death ratios, and you take a look and you see how many units we've killed 329, and the enemy's only killed 43 of us, that is understandable. Okay. They are coming back. Okay, they are coming back. They seem to have replenished their morale, or at the very least may have bolstered themselves somewhat. So I suppose we're going to see if they stick around any further. Well, it seems to me like the cavalry is just charging in to die at this point. I'm not entirely sure what they're even doing, but I think, you know, I actually think it's that strategy. It's the positioning here. And that's what's really funny, because when I first loaded in to this particular fight, I was much further ahead on the battlefield. And I'm actually going to try and show you, if I can, just before we possibly achieve victory. I'm not entirely sure. I think it is indeed a victory. It seems to be that we are going to be having one of those, which is very rare nowadays. Oh, never mind. Okay, I'm dead. That is actually not very good. Okay, I'm going to have to select a husband right now, because we need to make sure that our units do not get too overzealous, as you can see right here. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, if you see where the enemy units actually are, that's pretty much where my starting position was. Maybe a little bit further ahead than that. And if you think about it, that's actually not a bad vantage point. I mean, there is a slight incline, so if you wanted to, you could be on the high ground, and that would actually be pretty good, you know? That's actually not too bad if you think about it. But I decided that I would literally just run back. I wanted to run back. I wanted to stay down in the sort of indent, I guess you could call it, maybe. The slight indent, the slight, you know, depression in the land. And that actually has made things much easier for us. And you can see here we're actually having to walk into a similar situation right now where the enemy is. I think we were basically over there, a little bit further than this. So yeah, it actually pays dividends to be able to say to yourself, you know what? I'm not going to be aggressive here. I'm going to play very defensively, and that's exactly what I did. I played super defensively, and as a result we were able to achieve victory against basically all odds, and I'm actually kind of sad that we're only getting 112 renown. I really should have gained so much more from this, considering we literally just defeated one of the Vlandians' most powerful armies that has been, well, basically plaguing us for the entire time, but there you are. Anyway, I'm basically going to be letting every single person go right here. I don't see it as being that advantageous to take them prisoner. If I do take them prisoner, not much is going to happen. I'm basically going to be able to ransom them, which is good. You know, ransoming them is a relatively good result. You know, you're going to get some decent cash from it. But the one thing that you've got to consider is that the war exhaustion is just about to come in. And if I'm unable to get to a town before that, well, I won't be able to sell them for any money and so on and so forth. And obviously, if I were to sell them anyway, I'm not gaining relation. And you know me, I actually really like the relation right now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to let a lot of people go here. This is going to get a lot of people on our good side. And that is going to make a huge difference. It really is going to make a huge difference. 97 units can now level up as well. So there's also a massive benefit from that, and we can now take a bunch of things, and we can give this to our surgeon, our engineer, our scout can use some new horse armor, our husband can use some new horse armor as well, very nice indeed. And now, there we have it. Very nice. Look at that. Okay, so yeah, I was actually attempting to take Hongar Castle, amusingly enough. That was literally my main goal when I loaded into the game, and I thought to myself, okay, I'll just go and take Hongar Castle off screen, because obviously, you know, you've seen that siege multiple times now, and, you know, I didn't really want to show that again, so I thought, okay, I'll just go and take that myself, and then we'll have a pretty decent time when I actually start the recording, potentially, because then maybe I'll bait out a couple of, you know, weaker vassals or something like that, and I might be able to do battle with them. But that is not how it worked, because that army was able to get me for some reason. They were much faster than normal. And, well, that is history, as they say, because apparently we were able to defeat them, amazingly enough, in a field battle, no less, when they had so many cavalry units. So there you are. Pretty nice, if I do say so myself. Anyway, I did level up. So what am I actually going to be speccing into? Well, I still need to get to 225 in smithing to be able to level up my endurance. So endurance is basically pointless for me. Also athletics. I do need to spec another point into vigor as well. So vigor and endurance is pointless for me. So I'm thinking probably social. Probably social at this point, or maybe not, actually, because you can see here that Immortal Charm is now unlocked, and that is going to provide me with even more influence points, which is not something I desperately need. As you can see, I have over 1,100 of that, so it's not particularly necessary. So I suppose what I'm actually going to do is I will go for another point in Cunning. I know that may seem a little bit kind of weird, but I am leveling up my tactics skill, and maybe it's going to be kind of useful for us. I don't really know. But apart from that, what else do I want to do? Well, I could level up my steward skill. I don't think that's going to be that necessary. I'm actually thinking about trade right now. I'm actually thinking about trade, so we're going to go and put a point in that, because it might be nice to get a person that's really, really good in trade and literally, or actually good in spotting. Spotting? Is it spotting? No, spotting is warband. Be good in scouting, that's it. Yes. Good in scouting skill, and then have them be a caravan master or something like that. That could be kind of fun, and maybe we can have something along those lines happen. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure right now. Anyway, I am probably just going to go and recruit some more units in and around the place. I found that Merok, this village over here, is very good for recruiting units. You can see here, look at this. So many of them. As well as Furbeck. Furbeck is also fantastic for recruiting people, as you can see right there too. So that's super nice. What we're going to do as well is I'm actually going to take a quick look at Brunhilde's friends, because no doubt she's made a couple of friends. Calatild, very specifically, is definitely someone I would like to get to join us, because she owns Sargot, and Sargot is just over there. That is the closest fief to me at the moment, and I would like to be able to prevent that from being a launching pad in the future. So if we can potentially get her to join us. Oh wow, that's nice. A 99% chance. Ooh, I almost jinxed myself there by saying, oh yes, 99% chance. That's basically 100% chance. No, not this time. I'm not gonna jinx myself. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what she wants. She only wants 13,000. That's actually way too little for you, so I'm gonna give you 43,000 instead. And boom, she has now joined us, which is absolutely amazing. That means that boom, Sargot is now ours. That is exactly what we want it to be. And who owns Praven? It's probably going to be Dirthart, right? He's probably going to own it. No, Aldrich. Aldrich is the one that owns it. Okay. Interesting. And he's actually somewhat pliable, as you can see. He has relation 12 with us. So we might be able to persuade him to join us too. So let's see whether we can actually do that. Okay. Oh, another 90. Yeah, okay. Be careful. Be careful. Okay, there we go. 100% chance on the second one. And there we are. Very nice. Okay, so let's go through here. And he wants 13,000 as well. I'm going to give him 33,000. Generally, he... Oh, actually, he has a lot more money than Calatild had. So I'm actually going to give him 23,000. He has enough money as it is, I believe. So let's just give him that. And there we have it. Okay, so we've now gained Praven. Yes, we have gained every single thing that we could possibly want, basically, almost. And shall we see who owns the others as well? I mean, is this too easy? Do you think this is too easy for me right now? For me gaining all these things? I mean, generally, I did have to level up my charm skill. You got to bear in mind, I did have to level it up before I could actually make this somewhat effective standpoint in taking things and so on. But I don't know. Is it cheap? Oh, he's not in an army. Well, he is in an army, so I obviously will not be able to speak to him. I guess it was actually kind of lucky that I was even able to speak to those two, because they might have been in an army or something like that. But yeah, it seems like I was, you know, it was kind of a chance encounter, so to speak. Anyway. Oh, Aldrich was just taken prisoner by the Vlandians. It must have been that he was very, very close by to them because he was attempting to join their army or something like that. And then he literally just got himself taken prisoner, which is actually amusing. Okay, so thankfully the castle decided not to build any ballistas, and so it should be a lot easier for us to be able to take this. And yeah, we're just going to head on here. All right, so let me just put this around about here, put them in a loose formation, and we're just going to go and just do super fast mode. I'm going to tell them to hold position outside here. My units are still running up there for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why they're doing that. Didn't actually want them to do that, but oh well, never mind. Seems like most of them are actually achieving what I wanted them to do by murdering a lot of the garrison. You know, I probably would have taken that other perk, by the way. If I'd known that the realistic battle AI was going to make enemies so incredibly good at defense and blocking and things, I probably would have taken the other perk that basically makes it so that you do more damage against enemy shields, because in my opinion, that would basically be the most priceless thing right now. Being able to destroy enemy shields much, much faster and pretty much give them no defenses whatsoever, making them somewhat defenseless. That would be kind of good, right? I feel like that would be a lot better. But, oh well, never mind. Can't really do much about that now, can I? Yes, can't really go back and, you know, respec or something. I mean, generally you can respec if you want to. I'm pretty sure there is a mod out there that can allow you to do that, but generally, for the sake of this series, I'm not going to be respecking or doing anything like that. If I were to do something like that, by the way, I would 100% tell you, and I would obviously give you the link to the mod as well. Alright, so we're going to show mercy right here. I'm going to claim it. And we are going to be placing Mr. Man, whatever his name is. Sevalar, there we go. We're going to place Sevalar in there. And we're going to stop all of the projects that they have available right now so that we can focus on building up the loyalty. Going to place another 10k in there as well, and then let's just wait here for some time. Because you never know, maybe there's going to be an army that will appear out of nowhere, and then we'll be able to level up our forces even faster, because obviously that battle really gave us a massive amount of experience. Okay, yep, Valandia is proposing peace. And they are willing to pay war reparations of 50 dinars. I'm going to actually decline this for the moment, because what I'd like to do is see if we can maybe get a better deal. Yep, as you can see, we are going to get a better deal. 1,370 tribute. Yep, I'm going to do that. Boom. Fantastic. And Aldrich was not a prisoner for very long, as he has now been freed due to the peace agreement. Now, amazingly enough, we're actually still at war against the Southern Empire. That's the really funny thing about alliances in Bannerlord at the moment. Whenever you make war against a faction, and they are affiliated with someone else, so another faction, in this case the Southern Empire, when you make peace with the original faction that you declared war on, it doesn't matter. They don't seem to make peace at the same time, which is actually kind of amusing. So we now have the ability to potentially do some pretty nice damage to the Southern Empire as well. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. Let me take a look at Brunhilde and her friends real fast. Do we have anyone in the Southern Empire that we can potentially persuade to join us? It is highly unlikely, to be honest. Yeah, no. Alright, we don't have anyone like that. Oh yeah, by the way, someone mentioned that maybe what I should do, and I'm going to ask you about this, by the way, because obviously I'm probably not going to go ahead and just do it, because I'd like to hear your opinion on it, but I have a question about this. Our children. Should we age our children up? That's the question. Should we age our children up so that they can become vassals? Because this was a very intriguing suggestion by one of you or some of you in the comments. And I thought to myself, oh, that actually makes a great deal of sense in my opinion. Because if you age them up, then maybe it's going to be cool or maybe it's not going to be cool. I don't know, because it's going to miss a lot of the developmental stages. Because at the moment, I actually don't even know how old Rajin is. But let me actually just have a look. Oh, okay, apparently it's not even... Okay, yeah, the child does not even have an entry in the encyclopedia at the moment, which is somewhat amusing, I suppose. But anyway, oh, the Southern Empire is actually very far away. Do I even want to bother? Do I even want to bother attacking them? Because I could receive 180 tribute. I mean, I don't really care that much about the money, but we are not having any opportunities to declare war against anyone else. I think I'd probably attack the Botanians, maybe? I mean, we're not really getting a huge amount of money from them. As you can see, we've only gained 59,000 the entire time that we have been at peace with them, and they have a very low combat strength, so it should make more sense for us to declare war against them, and then maybe to try and persuade one of our friends to join us, because he owns Charas at the moment. So yes, let's go ahead with that, because it doesn't seem very worth it for me to go after the Southern Empire, because they are generally so far away. It's just going to overextend us if we do decide to take one of their fiefs, and it's just really not going to be worth it. I generally could attack the Western Empire as well, but personally, I feel like we should eliminate the Botanians first, because if you take a look at where the Botanians are situated right now, they have Charas, they have Maranath, Sionon, and a handful of castles in between those, and generally I feel like that would probably be the most advantageous thing to do, with the exception of maybe attacking the Sturgians a little bit as well. But that's neither here nor there at the moment. So let's take a look at Aradwir. Aradwir. I will speak to you now, sir. Hopefully, in just a day or so. Please, please. I really hope my messenger can actually get there, and hopefully he's not in... He's not in an army! Okay, he's actually not in an army. This is fantastic. He's going to be a little bit difficult to persuade, though. I believe. 90% chance was the first option, so it was a little bit worrying. There we are. Okay, never mind. Seems like we were able to get through. And he wants 13,000. He only has 19,000, so I'm actually going to give him 53,000. And he can now join us. There we go. Alright, so Charas is... Those of you that were saying that I should declare war first, you were 100% correct. Oh yes. I always do that. Have you noticed? Have you noticed how I always do that? Oh yes, fantastic. Okay, so this has basically made it so that now I have more work to do, which is annoying. Well, never mind. Let's do... apparently everyone's in favor of declaring war against the Botanians, so I will declare war against them. And let's see what we can do. Alright. I'm going to head down to Charas because, no doubt, the garrison is very limited. Ooh, there's a bunch of vassals right here. There's the autosave. That's actually going to be kind of useful. Okay, so let me actually just take a look here. Oh, these guys are from the company The Golden Boar. This should be very, very easy for us to eliminate. Or not, as the case may be, because apparently he is literally Roadrunner. Okay, come on, fight me. Fight me, come on. I'm ready. Let's do this. There's two of you against one of me. Come on now. Okay, fine. Oh, I was wanting to go and help that guy, but apparently not. Okay, are you just going to literally run around in this particular town the entire time? You absolute imbeciles. Oh, well, never mind. I will cut them off now. There we are. Well, I was able to get one of them in a fight, and it's actually kind of amusing because the other guy was really close. He was really close, but apparently he just didn't really care about helping his friend, which is kind of strange. But oh well, never mind. Okay, just gonna place our units around about here. I don't really see a necessity to move back or go forward or anything like that. I mean, generally I could go on to the highest hilltop here, which might make sense. Let me actually just have a quick look. Yeah, actually, it might make sense because there's a small contingent of cavalry on the right flank over there. These guys, you see these guys right there? I kind of don't want them to get over all the way here and then for them to come in from the side. I mean, generally that's probably going to spell death and destruction for them, but I don't want them to have that advantage if we can try and prevent it. So I'm basically just going to move my units onto the hill here, and then we'll just do super fast mode and we'll see what happens. Yeah, we're not really getting much done, so I'm actually going to tell my people to hold fire real quick, and then we're just going to hold position here for the moment. And now this is the reason also why by the way, that sometimes I don't really like these AI mods, because generally they do tend to make the AI a bit stubborn. Yes, a bit stubborn. Although, to be fair, if you think about it, would you really want to run into an army that is similarly constructed to mine? Probably not, right? Yeah, you wouldn't really want to walk into this because generally, look at it. Look at the death that we can cause just by moving into range. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right? Yeah, pretty crazy, and that is indeed a victory for us already. Boom, super easy. And I don't blame them for holding position now. Really, I do not. Okay, so we're just going to let them go just in case. You never know. You never know when we might be able to recruit the company of the Golden Boar or something like that. I mean, generally, it's a mercenary company, so it's not really going to make that much difference to us. But yeah, we're going to go in for an auto-resolve against the other fellow because Ciaramus was engaging them first, which is actually quite nice of him. And we're going to make a brief stopover in Sargot here. Maybe I can recruit some of my own forces. There we are. Okay. So let's just sell everything that I can. Oh yeah, someone actually mentioned in the comments, and I'm not entirely sure how to do this myself, which is, I think, a little bit of an oversight on my part. But as far as I'm aware, my vassals are not using My Little Warband units, and I don't think they can. As far as I am aware, I don't think they can, and I think the only way that people can actually use your own My Little Warband units is if they are if they're a part of your clan. You can correct me if I'm wrong, of course, but as far as I'm aware, that is what it is, and that's what happens. Unless there is a way, and in which case, by all means, let me know, because I would love to see an entire army of bear assassins being commanded by whoever, Calatilde, Joron, whoever, you know, that would be a lot of fun to see that. But, yeah, as far as I'm aware, I don't know whether it's possible, to be honest. So, you know, let me know either way. But someone mentioned that in the comments, and I thought to myself, really? Is that actually possible? Because as far as I'm aware, it's not. But I could be wrong, as I say. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, let's go in here. There's only 60? Are you serious? I'm a little bit skeptical. A little bit skeptical about that. Let's put these guys into a loose formation. We're going to put them right about here. There we go. And I think my forces, I think they can basically just stand here, to be honest. Do we need them to move closer? They're actually just ignoring me for the moment. Okay, let's just tell my people just to go super fast mode. Maybe we can achieve victory without having to do much. Yeah. Okay, we could kind of... we're taking a lot of damage right now. We are actually taking a lot of damage. But I think this is indeed a victory for us. Yep. There you go. Didn't really need to... Yeah, I mean, we still lost quite a few units, but I think that that's actually a pretty small price to pay for getting the town under our control, to be honest. So we can now give this to... Oh, I should have taken all the... my bad. I should have taken all the all the units that we rescued there. That was my mistake. Okay, so what we're going to do is show mercy. I'm going to decline the fief because I'd actually... should I decline it? I could give it to someone. Okay, I'm going to give it to someone. And we're just going to recruit some more units right there. Okay, yeah, so what we're going to do is I'm just going to stop all of the constructions, just get the loyalty up a little bit in the meantime. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be awarding this to Aradwir, because he owned this beforehand. So grant fiefs to clans in your kingdom. I will be giving him Charas. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to be doing that just yet. And there's a good reason for it. The loyalty is literally so low right now that I feel like it is basically pointless for me to give this to him, because what's going to happen is that a rebellion will literally happen straight away, and that's going to be super, super bad. Is Charas a Vlandian culture? Yes, it is. Charas is Vlandian culture, so it actually makes no sense whatsoever for me to give this to Aradwir, because if I give this to Aradwir, he has a different culture. It makes no sense. So what I should probably do is give it to a Vlandian vassal. And I think that's probably what I'm going to do. So I might give it to Calatilde, because Calatilde is nearby. She does have Sargot already. It kind of makes sense, right? Kind of makes sense for her to have that. So I think that's actually what we're going to do. So we're going to give Charas to her. There we are. And we're going to lose a little bit of relation with some people, but that's not really that big a deal. There we go. Okay, so now it's in the rightful hands of a Vlandian, which is nice. And hopefully we're going to be able to get some good results against the Batanians as well in due time. But this is what the map looks like right now, and that is going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.